So welcome back to another episode of the Tide Cards. My name is Terry, and for today's episode, it's a little continuation of the last video that I did talking about did LSS or has LSS given up on Blitz, and let's talk about it. So in the last episode, we were talking about how LSS kind of gave up on Blitz, and some of the premises were, this is the first skirmish season where they introduced LL format. A lot of, competitive formats no longer has Blitz in it. The only thing that really had Blitz was the skirmish season, and now with skirmish, now you don't even have exclusively for Blitz. And then talk about my past experience with Blitz, how in the very beginning, before LSS, things were kind of balanced. The power level didn't go up too high, so games weren't swinging, it was more balanced. But as power creep is inevitable, it's going up and up and up. It has pushed Blitz format into with a certain life health that they have, which is 20 health. It has pushed it where the power level is too high and Blitz no longer could, contain that and making it balanced, because there are cards and there are combos who could push out like a lot more than 20 damage. Like we're going up to like the 30s and 40s too, based off the new cards coming out there. And one of the biggest culprit was Viserai with Swarming Gloomveil and Revel in Runeblood. Okay, so I posted this up on the Facebook as something. Here's my link. Check out the videos, and I had a lot of comments on that thread, and I really wish they would commented on the YouTube video so I can get a better algorithm and all that stuff. But beggars can't be choosers, so I was reading up on some of the comments. A lot of them had good suggestions, and a lot of them also vented out on their frustration why the format is no longer like a competitive format or even a balanced thing. And then you got some people just flat out making jokes in there. So I'll go over it right now, just to have screenshots of it so you can see. So the first one I want to talk about is some of the suggestions. Or no, let's do this. So some of the screenshots I have here, I'm going to break it into category. So I'm going to talk about some people actually talking about why is it broken. Okay. So same thing, Ming Huang, as he said, as power level become too high for 20 life format, LSS needs to put in work and research the meta, and actual ban cards are too high number. Right? So that goes on with the power creep. Some cards are too powerful for Blitz. You can't have a certain amount of cards such as Revel in Moonblood. You think about it. You create 4 rune chants, I think, with Revel in Moonblood, and then when you swing that Rosetta, right, you get the rune chants and you get the 2 arcane damage. So with one, because that thing costs 0, with one resource, you're swinging around. So let's say 2 for 2, that's 4, right? 4 plus another 4, so that's 8. 8 off of one resource. Of course, you gotta have to do attack, a non-attack action, attack action. But Briar, Viserai, they're known to do that. Like their abilities and their cards are made for that. So it's a little too swingy. So I feel like banning some cards or restricting some cards that you can't play in Blitz does help out. Relagul, okay, it's like in reality it just needs more thought out and nuanced bans, restricted list. Same thing with Ming Hong say, where you say you have to ban some of the cards. It's inevitable. Some cards are just too goddamn powerful for a 20 health format. Okay, and David Maddox also say, I could see that. My concern is Blitz is tempo. It's very hard to regain a huge tempo swing. Like you say, 20 health 20 health is, you know, that thing could swing one way too much, where, you know, kind of like if you do arm wrestling, you swing way too much on one end, like the person is not going to have enough momentum unless that person's super strong and allow them to, and then they're swinging back. So it's kind of like a meter. You get down to that minute that the other person no way has any type of momentum to go back out. Okay, and then you know, say to be fair, it's hard to do that in CC too, but yeah, they don't want to spend time figuring out how to ban and restrict, so that's not so much unstoppable tempo. Yeah, like you say, LSS, I think they're focusing on other things now. Like let Blitz be its own, like just an onboarding process, because they were, like you say, they said it in the past, they don't want to focus too much on it and spread themselves thin. That's why PvE hasn't been coming out, because they want to focus on the actual competitive phase, which is the CC and their competitive format with the Pro Tour and all those things, and the prize pool, which is they updated from 1 million to 1.5 million now. So I seem like they want to focus that and leave Blitz on the side just for onboarding. Okay. So here's also James Arneson. Say Blitz as a power casual format is too inaccessible. Blitz as a competitive format is inherently too swingy and high variance. The answer is to drop Blitz format, lean into lower barrier entrance formats such as casual option, and push LO, draft, and CC as competitive format. So this person is just saying, yeah, I agree, completely get rid of Blitz as a competitive format. Just focus on something that you're good at, is already competitive, which is a CC, and then drafting and all that, or even just go LL and play Living Legend. So in this part, this person is just saying, yeah, I agree with what LSS is doing. Drop it. Don't worry about it. Why focus on like we say, spread yourself thin and try to balance out Blitz and have you sign a group of people to the resource of a group of people, which LSS has a very small group. It's not that it's not like a big thing like Wizard of the Coast has, where they can have literally so big they can have their own, like the whole building working on that, and that's just one thing. Okay, and this one here, this person Marshall Stevenson also say, I think how Blitz is being treated right now makes sense too. Blitz only has side events, army, and skirmish. Skirmish is all fine. It can be hard to pay to get into a good level for it, but LSS do stress that skirmish is casual and even have random draw pricing to back that up. I can't see many other ways to promote the format. Skirmish should still exist as an entry point for casual and new players to get further into the scene. So this person is talking about, hey, you know, keep it as the way it is. Yeah, it's technically skirmish is casual. They even say skirmish is a casual event, even though it's a higher up, one level up from armory events. It is higher, and I remember it was actually really good. On my last video, we're talking about how skirmish in the first season ever, it was random drawing, prize drawing. Like all you had to do was participate in the skirmishes, and even if you didn't get, you know, you didn't win the whole thing, you had a chance to gain those co-foil adult heroes and the playmat, the scarf for scarf playmat. You didn't have to win, and it made everything very casual. Like a lot of people were trying out new decks, they didn't care. I tried a new deck. I was playing Ira, and then like around like the second or third skirmish that I participated, it was all webcam. That's why I was able to participate. I decided to try Benji just for hell, because it didn't matter to me. A lot of people like Dante, whatever his name was, he was like super spiked, super heavy competitive. He was playing Ira all day long. He was like studying matter. He wanted to win every single skirmish, mainly because of he wants the experience point. Because at that time, no Canadian player he's Canadian. No Canadian player has reached 1,000 XP threshold yet. And for LSS had that pricing thing where the first player in each country to get 1,000 XP will get a gold foil. So that's how he got a gold foil maximum momentum. Fitting, it was like all random, but they gave him a gold foil maximum momentum on that thing. So he was really gunning for it. He was getting it, and that time skirmish season experience was 6x. So you get 6 times the XP every time you win. So he was really going for it. So I understand he played for that gold foil and he got it. I played for just for fun and getting the experience because I was still learning it, and plus I had a chance of getting the the cold foil hero, which I actually got one, not the first wave, the second wave. I got a Reinhardt that was actually good. I didn't get a Scar for Scar's playmat. Some people, I remember one person got like 2 or 3 cold foil hero and plus a playmat too, so they got really lucky, but that's besides the point. Okay, so now we go into the joking part where the like they say, Ashley Helam said, I'm sure 45 damage turn with no interaction are fine for a casual format with 20 life heroes. Yeah, so sometimes you do get fucking clapped in the face for 45, just like that. And then another Denny So goes, there's an interaction though. You can fist bump your opponent after 2 turns. That's funny. And then there's one with Raiden Burn. He said, consider punter run is still illegal. It's still legal after all this time. Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Meaning LSS don't really care about Blitz too much. Because some cards are in there. And this, I want to piggyback right on this one, where you know how ancestral, what is it? Freak, what's that? You know what I'm talking about. Bonds of Ancestry or something like that. The one with the, yeah, I'll put the picture on that thing. So in the CC format, you know, they banned the yellow and the blue, so they essentially made it only red, so essentially made it a majestic, a rare that now has the majestic treatment. They did that for CC, but they left Blitz alone. Right? Blitz has less health, and they decided you could still do rainbow of that card. So really, just based on Braden, what he say, they don't give a fuck about Blitz and all that stuff. So, and then let's see what I got here. So now we're gonna get to the part where people actually has some suggestions on this thing. Okay, so Nathan Scott says, I would like the format to be powered down a lot. Either no L equipment, which is legendary, or no M's in the deck, which is majestic. Right? Restricted from all M's of numbers of M across all cards in the list. So M equipment meaning 1 less M deck card. So, and then the format is too degenerate for the, oh, that's my thing, I'm a degenerate. The format is just too degenerate for the full power available of the game with half the life total. So what Nathan, this is actually a really good suggestion. So he said you got no legendary equipment, that's actually not too bad, and restrict the number of majestic. So let's just say you can only have 5 majestics in your deck. Now that majestic could be your equipment, or it could be your whatever power card. So let's just say I play my Benji. I could have you know, what's a majestic equipment for Ninja? Oh, the Breeze Rider boot. That's a majestic. So if then that means I can only have 4 more majestics in my deck. And then let's just say I use that majestic for, one of them will be double strike, and one of them would be the ancestral empowerment type of thing in there. And then you know what I'm talking about. So that's actually a really good suggestion. Like, limit the amount of majestic. You don't have to have every single majestic. Like, if you like, cause some decks have majority of it majestics. Like, I think I sense like I think my Briar deck has a lot of majestics in there. I had like CNC, I have E-Strikes, I got Reverend Groomblood, I got Storm Groomvale. You know what I'm saying? Just like half of the deck, like Gorganian Tome, is full of majestics. So it's like really swinging, Shadow Mount Heroic and all that stuff. But I keep going. So that is a really good suggestion. Just like how you could have the limited amount of cards in there, you could limit amount of majestic on there. Okay, Lee. He also says, I feel Clash was an excellent format that could support the intention of what Blitz was for originally. Some small tweaking and that format should be amazing. Like I say in the last episode, Mansan created Clash where you can't have any majestic or legendary unless it's a specialization card. Other than that, all commons are rare. The highest you could do is rare. And majestics, and no majestic, no legendary, unless it's a hero specific, a specialization. For example, I think Soul Harvest or something like that, which is Levia's specialization. You can have that. And I think that's just a rare too, but you know what I mean. Benji specialization, I go again, majestic. It's a specialization. Over Lord of Wind, which is a Cat 2 specialization, even though it's majestic, you can have that. Okay, And then Daniel Cooper say maybe restricting M to 1 each per deck makes it less of a high roll. Reducing the amount of legendary and majestic equipment you can use might be a good idea also. It would be pretty hard to make them BO3, which is I learned it was best out of 3, and still fit in the usual armory frame of 2 to 3 hours potentially too. So this person is saying, okay, majestic, you can have majestic, but instead of having 2 of, you can have 1 of. Okay, and then reducing the amount of legendary, just like how Nathan's got stuff about, you can only have a certain amount of majestic. You have maybe you only have 1 legendary equipment, that type of thing. And then now it's best out of 3, which now I'm going back to David Maddox, and again say Blitz needs to be reworked. Maybe it doesn't serve its purpose more. Maybe somehow make it best out of 3. So best out of 3. Just do Blitz do go fast and all that stuff, especially with how it. So it's too swingy to decide on one. I even say CC should have been like the competitive when you do Pro Tour and World. It should be a best out of something, because at the end of the day, the game is variance. It's based on how, no matter how good you are. Yes, being good in Flesh and Blood does make a big impact. But if you're drawing dead, yeah, you're just beholden to the variance of the deck. Like, you could be the best poker player ever, but if you're not drawing your cards, like you're not getting those actual power cards, well, power hands like a flush or a full house once in a while, you know, and you're just drawing that, you can only bluff so much. You know what I'm saying? So, being a card game, you should have best out of something. Now I'm saying not all CC like rounds should be that, but when you get up higher, you should have some sort of best out. So Blitz, since it's such a fast game and like variance could really, it's a big part of this thing, because the game goes so fast that you know you draw dead and the person, your opponent draws great. Like I said, they could end you right there, and vice versa. So being a best out of something, maybe reduce the time limit instead of having 30 minutes, because I don't think Blitz go anywhere near that. Let's do it 25 or 20 minutes and do best out of 3. So these are some great suggestions and feedback that I've been getting from the Facebook community on that stuff. Again, I wish it was in my YouTube video, but beggars can't be choosers. I really think my personal opinion is that one where talking about Nathan Scott with limit the amount of majestic and no limited no legendary equipment and all that stuff. Kind of keep it like Clash format, but a little bit above from Clash, which like because Clash won't let any majestic. Limit the amount of the majestic. Now you really have to think about it, and it goes upon where you know how they did it for Bright Lights and they did it for Part the Mistfield when they do the limited thing with the seal and the draft. You can only have exactly 30. So now you really have to think about what to put in there and what not to put, because with the other sets where it's just like, you know, there's no limit, you just have to be minimum 30. Everybody just throw everything in there, and for the most part, and just fatigue people. But with the 30 exactly, they had to really think about what needs to be in there. I can't include everything. I have to be very mindful and thoughtful and methodical on what I include in there. So that could be the same thing for the Blitz format, where you think about, okay, I could only have a certain amount of majestic, so I can't include all these majestics. So now I really think which one is a good one, so that you could have, now you could have 2 decks, 2 heroes, the same exact thing for Xehanort thing, and play totally different just based on the amount of majestic having on that. And I think that will really challenge people to really think about what to do, instead of just putting out all the power majestic in there and just fucking go like it'll just swing at everybody, like whatever, and throw everything in the kitchen sink. So that's all I got for today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know again what you like, what you don't like, and should LSS be supporting Blitz more, or at least giving it some more of a balancing or a little bit of attention, or should they just keep exactly how it is right now and focus on where they're good at and what they're really trying to get the game to. I'll see you next time. Peace.